It's always wonderful to come back to the lively Hungaroring, a popular destination this, nice and close to the beautiful city of Budapest, with some exciting racing to boot. Who can forget Michael Schumacher pushing his old teammate Rubens Barrichello up towards the pit wall in 2010, or those great races of 2014 and 2015 as well. Located 12 miles northeast of the Hungarian capital Budapest, the 14 corners of the Hungaroring are steeped in history and prestige. Overtaking has always been difficult on this technical 2.7-mile circuit, but the last few years in particular have turned up some exceptional races. Let's hope we're in for another one here today. With me to enjoy it all is Anthony Davidson, a man who made his Grand Prix debut here with Minardi back in 2002. So Ant, this is a bit of a special one for you, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'd say so. I also stood in to commentate on Jensen's win in 2006, and as I was a test driver for Honda at the time, you can imagine that was quite an emotional Grand Prix. It's also a tough circuit on the drivers, this one too. Lots of long, slow corners that require a lot of patience from inside the car. Plus, it's a very downforce heavy circuit. I mean, it's all relative of course, but if you're lacking a bit in downforce, or if you've got a bit of an imbalance in the setup, this is definitely one of the worst places to have to deal with that.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Vettel, Max Verstappen, Lee, Faber, Butler, Hülkenberg, and Kimi Räikkönen. Sainz, Magnussen, Valtteri Bottas and Albon, Norris, Russell, Pierre Gasly and Roman Grosjean. Kvyat and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. That's a fantastic performance from Ferrari. It hardly looked in doubt. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari do it again. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Charles Leclerc's points today take him to the top of the championship standings. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Well, my driver of the day has to be Charles Leclerc. He was unstoppable out on the track today, weaving through the competition with ease.
Let's move on to the constructors.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing. Did you have the wrong fuel strategy today, or was it your management?
Well, thanks anyway.
Excellent result today. Finishes like that will look good on your contract reviews. On to the next one. All right, the terms have been agreed. All that's left is to sign the paperwork. You'll be on this new deal from the next race weekend.